deep incision. Rapper inquisition, 100 lashes for tight pants and coke sniffing. Tartan feather, a whack rapper in Averex leather, pouring melted vinyl down throats for whack quotes. Draw in quarter, stacking up fiat notes of debt. Put your life in the vice of death and step to the guillotine. Draw the cord before you call the Lord. You don't know what I have in store. DJ needles and eyelids keep you silent in the soundproof vocal booth that I'm in. Bounded with speaker chords make you weaker. Crush your mic can with a jam speaker. Take you through highs, cause bulging eyes and pop ears. Fire on you rapping quiz and girls kissing girls in videos and hugging. Getting off in some make-believe clubbing. Soldier boys, don't make me scold you, boy. Like your mom finding out that you stole a toy. Don't come around, boy. We bury some boys with a hearse verse. Lump your throat with a curse. Life in my hands like your night nurse. Subdue your dyke, cause I know that she can't fight. Not the men in black, but we flashing the lights. Convention picked by most death was tight. Rapper inquisition. Rapper inquisition. Rapper inquisition. Hold your position. Rapper inquisition. Convert to hip-hop or get deep decisions. Expel to the next hell, don't look back or return. You get chased down for that. Stomp the salt grains under steamrollers. I'm a soldier, not a soldier. Some say witchcraft, I say Orbia and Vodun. Demolition man carved a stone for your tomb. Whack rapper, wrap it up, you're so bored. Hochi carpenter, hammer nails in y'all. Two through your palm, one through your insteps. Fear make a rapper hurl what he ingests. Fly cause of big shades looking like insects. Rapping dum-dums, whacking insects. Cause you deal drugs and chill with real thugs. Put it on your album, I swear it's bug. Putting business out there like we need to hear. As a listener, fake MC rapper, I'm dissing ya. You could get rapping after cracker jacked, or box with the mic, or backhand slap. When I flow as water, torture MCs, putting rapping dummies in their place like me. Out of the get a deal race is me. A&Rs and managers want to face me. Bright and out of order, give me your order, I accept it for value and you get slaughtered. See me in the bloody apron like a butcher. Off the stage in a violent rage, I push ya. I won't hide behind the curtain to hook ya. I'm the MC promoter that just won't book ya. Look ya, rappers fall more than rain. The Inquisition, hurting rappers more than Spain. And we're back, rapping Inquisition. We're back, rapper Inquisition. Rapping Inquisition. Ancients have returned. Rapper Inquisition. Just listen, rapper Inquisition. Hold your position, rapper Inquisition. Rapper Inquisition. Rapper Inquisition. Gonna draw and quarter you whack rappers. Yeah. Make them eat the vinyl. Intelligent. If he's got a gun and badge as his defense, my offense is my rights with intelligence. Colors on our nations, just a semblance. Babylon's wall will fall with intelligence. I'm back, more sheep, more iron. More heads in the hands and front mics crying. More props, big up yourself, you sellout agent. Stopped at the light, nodding to this in your conveyance. General Khalid Muhammad said he's a more. Fake Nuwapians say don't put L after your. Fake NOI burn Elijah Pool Bay pics. All you could do is break my bones with stones and stick. Intelligent. intelligence. If he's got a gun and badge as his defense, my offense is my rights with intelligence. Colors on our nations, just a semblance. Babylon's wall will fall with intelligence. I'm back, more sheep, more iron, more heads in the hands and front mics crying, more props. Big up yourself, you sellout agent. Stopped at the light, nodding to this illegal conveyance. General Khalid Muhammad said he's a more. Fake Nuwapians say don't put L after your. Fake NOI burn a lot of cool bay pics. All you could do is break my bones with stones and sticks. Toronto, conscious cool town for boule clones. No entry with a felony, lectures over the phone. With intelligence, hence we don't break, we bend. Send energy back and forth in sequence, forth and back. Most don't want me on a track. I tell rappers about their tight shirts and showing ass cracks, not actions. Ignorance makes you a sinner. Get out from under and understand, conscious beginner. Become energy dinner or appetizers. Speakers beg my flow to come through the amplifiers. With no mic check, few takes through mic wires. Gas rappers, co-defendants or gas liars. If he's got a gun and badge as his defense, my offense is my rights with intelligence. Colors on our nations, just a semblance. Babylon's wall will fall with intelligence. Some call the racists having us in their pens cause of your ignorance and no intelligence. Colors on our nations, just a semblance. Babylon's wall will fall with intelligence. Alchemists on beats, no full metal. Rapping dummies, glimmering ignorance wells and sea pebbles. You got nothing, fronting like it's precious stones. Think you got money cause they gave you a loan. In the mirror, do you see X or P Newton? Do you see a black or more or a European? Do you see a Trinbagonian or Jamaican? Or a member of Earth's first population? What do you see in the mirror? A goddess like T or a sellout? Supporting Master Hill figure? Ask in the mirror, how you look at straight vainness? Negroes see the God by acting apeness. Some look and see wives of self-shapeshift. Some look and find the truth in Oz dark places. Revlon and Maybelline fake faces. Makeup can't hide ex-slave mental cases. With blonde weaves, that's not bad of course. Forgot to mention in Rome, blonde hair identified horse. We are not guilty but want to be innocent. Guilt is responsible, intelligence. If he's got a gun and badge as his defense, my offense is my rights with intelligence. Colors on our nations, just a semblance. Babylon's wall will fall with intelligence. Some call the racists having us in their pens cause of your ignorance and no intelligence. Colors on our nations, just a semblance. Babylon's wall will fall with intelligence. Yeah. Alright, Chef, what up? CMP, what up? Masons think they're adequate, they tack down tassels. Watch me send you rope to Albion in a lasso. Caucasoid heartbreak, sun burns your eyelids. To the human fam, we created a virus. Some help to build, but most destroy our future through melanin girls and melanin boys. Fast food, television, miseducation. Missed the history, stole the rights from our nation. National appellation, not in all capitals. Tribes of nobles and noblettes with woven crests. Fezzes and sashes, shawls and vests. On Ashkenazi Jews, I put an alpha hex, omega the rest. Without a bloody mess, left dead in some Nikes like David Koresh. Burn out your temple with myrrh and frankincense. To work a ritual, it's all about intent and invent. Melanin, the magic dust, trust me. I shade to all the Putin while all the Orishas love me, trust me. Black candles, we got red ones too. When lit, would have you think this is deja vu? With no Denzel, cause Washington won the Grammy. He doesn't even know Washington is his granny. Could've sniped Wesley, but went for tax evasion. Moors and cards facing these Judge Masons. Give back your rituals and your Babylon ways. Give back your holy books, call me rebellious slave. Give back history, there's more than truth in mine. Give back your crucifix, hanging tree boots and swine. Give back your rituals and your Babylon ways. Give back your holy books, call me rebellious slave. Give back history, there's more than truth in mine. Give back your crucifix, hanging tree boots and swine. Coming to you from the blackness in peyote teepees. Not the head rush from ice or sucking freezy. You could choose to research, don't believe me. Key of life songs cause inner visions and wonders like Stevie. Walk through the world under, your mind flows like tundra soil. Hit you like Shango when my blood's on boil. Come as Bata'Allah or Batala. With one eye for sight, I can see from afar. Mermaids and mermen cry for tadpoles and jars. Trying to get to Sirius, they call it Mission to Mars. Chef, what up? CMP, what up? Masons think they add up with they tack down tassels. Watch me send you rope to Albion in a lasso. Caucasoid hybrid, sun burns the eyelids. To the human fam, we created a virus. Some help to build, but most destroy our future through melanin girls and melanin boys. Fast food, television, miseducation. Missed the history, stole the rights from our nation. National appellation, not in all capitals. Tribes of nobles and noblesse with woven crests. Fences and sashes, shawls and vests. On Ashkenazi Jews, I put an alpha hex, omega the breast. Without a bloody mess, left dead in some Nikes like David Koresh. Burn out your temple with myrrh and frankincense. To work a ritual, it's all about intent and invent. Melanin, the magic dust, trust me. I shade for all the Poon and while all the Orishas love me, trust me. Black candles, we got red ones too. When lit with everything, this is deja vu. With no Denzel, cause Washington won the Grammy. He doesn't even know Washita is his granny. Could've sniped Wesley, but went for tax evasion. Moors and cords facing these judge masons. Give back your rituals and your Babylon ways. Give back your holy books, call me rebellious slave. Give back history, there's no truth in mine. Give back your crucifix, hanging tree boots and swine. Give back your rituals and your Babylon ways. Give back your holy books, call me rebellious slave. Give back history, there's no truth in mine. Give back your crucifix, hanging tree boots and swine. Coming to you from the blackness in peyote teepees. Not the head rush from ice or sucking freezies. You could choose to research, don't believe me. Key of life songs cause inner visions and wonders like Stevie. Walk through the world under. Your mind flows like tundra soil. Hit you like Shango when my blood's on boil. Come as Bata'Allah or Batala. With one eye for sight, I can see from afar. Mermaids and mermen cry for tadpoles and jaws. Trying to get to Sirius, they call it mission to Mars. To get you not looking, distract attention. Not to mention, but they have your brains in a lasso. And your pineal gland tattooed. With designs calcified, my height is amplified. To levels so deep, my flow is amphibious style. Leaving clansmen bloody in a hideous pile. Not like King Leonidas and Spartan saying 300. To call a legion a raw, you must be frontin'. Like European pharaohs before the 18th dynasty. Coming and killing me and saying they're nasty. One golden fire war so you can't catch me. Had to jack your beat cause the shit's catchy. Sometimes I fake cruise, my face screwed like little Scrappy. And at the piggies with the scanners trying to speed trap me. Cause I'm reppin' blue bloods wanna cap me. I told you, boys in blue thinking I'm a Crip soldier. Give back your rituals and your Babylon ways. Give back your holy books, call me rebellious slave. Give back history, there's more truth in mine. Give back your crucifix, hanging tree boots and swine. Give back your rituals and your Babylon ways. Give back your holy books, call me rebellious slave. Give back history, there's more truth in mine. Give back your crucifix, hanging tree boots and swine. On the real. Fake Moors know the deal. Yo, Redkin, what up? That's how we do it. Give back your rituals and your Babylon ways. Call me rebellious slave. Islam wars. That's why you have to always give honors. Always give honors. Always give honors. Because you're going to get it back. Believe that. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to the Prophet. So, the Moors, the reason why there wasn't class today, we had our event. So we went to Bayfront Park, and just to do a walk. You know, just do a walk, honor the gates, and the Canaanland Moors, stuff that we do. So we're at Bayfront Park, and then Bayfront Park has a gazebo. You could go in it and all that. The gazebo is a dome. The gazebo is a dome. Now the Moors already know, as soon as you see dome, you're thinking Moors and mushrooms. As soon as you see dome. So we're at Bayfront Park. And we're just walking. And there were some Europeans sitting down. And we're going to take our picture. Because after every event, we take a picture. So we're going to take the picture. We're going to ask this European lady, take a picture. Then some other pale face runs up. And he's saying, I'm from Yemen. You're from Morocco? Like, no, we're not from Morocco. So why do you have the Moroccan flag or whatever? If you're not from Morocco. Like, we're from here. No, if you're from here, you're Canadian. If you're from here, you're Canadian. Where are you from? Yemen. Are you Canadian? No, I'm Yemen. So, why are you Yemen, but we're Canadian? Because you're from here. All right. This is Morocco. This is Morocco? Yeah, this is Morocco. We're from here. But how come your skin? How come you're not? Oh, you thought, no, they're not from here. When you're in Yemen and you're looking at over here and you're thinking, oh yeah, the Europeans live in America. No, that's not true. That's a lie. That's a historical lie. Wow, I never heard this before. This is interesting. Goes in his phone, pulls out his picture with him wearing a turban from Yemen, right? And had the turban with the stuff going around the neck and all that stuff. Had his dagger on him and all that, right? From Yemen. Not even from here, can't even speak English properly. But as soon as we told him, oh yeah, we're in Morocco, that's why we have the Moroccan flag here. We're not from over there. Morocco isn't, Moorish trying to break down to him about 56 and all that. He's not even, nothing's penetrating. He's saying, what the, so then, he go around introducing himself. My name is Abdullah. My name is Abdullah. Right? So the Moor said, yeah, more, yeah, Omar. Omar goes to his phone, pulls out his son's picture. My son's name is Omar. So already ice is broken already, right? That just broke ice even more. So we're talking now to this man from Yemen. He didn't debate us. Are you? So you can't be Moroccan. He went with it. So now we're past the thing of who we are, right? Who are we? Why we got this Moroccan flag? He thought we were black guys. We're not black guys. We're from Morocco over here. Oh, okay. So he starts talking now. So are you Muslim? Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, alaikum salam, brother. They do the whatever. Right? And he said Muslim, M-U-S-L-I-M. And then I said, yeah, I'm Muslim, M-U-S-L-I-M, because he's from Yemen. He doesn't speak English. So I'm not even talking about Muslim to him and all that. I'm not even breaking anything down. Even one of the Moors said, man, that's why I don't like to go on these walks. Because you just go out here to enjoy some nature, and we have to be sitting here teaching people, and then these people over here telling people 10 grand and people are paying. We're teaching somebody from Yemen. We're just on a walk as Moors. We're not even out here to go teach anybody. He ran up to us from Yemen. You Muslim? Yeah. I'm Muslim. Allah. You know Allah? Yeah, I know Allah or whatever like that, right? You know Prophet Muhammad? Yeah, I know Prophet Muhammad. You know Prophet Noble Drew Ali? Huh? Prophet Noble Drew Ali? No. He's a prophet of the Americas. You mean like Malcolm X? This is the guy from Yemen. You mean like Malcolm X? He was Muslim, but he had, and he was pointing to his head. Right? Pointing to his temples. When making reference to Malcolm X and not having the word to explain the connection that he's making to our people and Malcolm X. Right? But there's something different about Malcolm X. How did he know that? Because of this part. So, we tell him, Noble Drew Ali is before Malcolm X. And then he says, what about Elijah Muhammad, who killed Malcolm X? From Yemen. We say, Noble Drew Ali taught Elijah Muhammad too. And he's like, and all this is happening right after we did the ritual of going into the minaret, because you could go in it. Now, just to go in it, right? And then continue on the walk. Then man from Yemen runs up. You think that's not confirmation? And then you think that these Moors were on the walk for their selfish self, wanting to see nature? They were there for that one guy from Yemen, who he took the RV website and all that. Like, yeah, I want. Matter of fact, he left. We said our Islams, and then he left and stopped us, ran back. I have one more question for you. How can I find out more about this? You just go right here. Just go on this website right here. You'll find out. You'll find out. All right? So that's why we say about giving the honors. Because when you give the honors, you get it back. That's just what it is. You might not get back what you want or what you're looking for, but you better have your eyes open for what you're getting back, because you're going to get something back. You're definitely going to get something back. So we give honors to Noble Drew Ali. And we give honors to all the Moors who always supported Noble Drew Ali. Give him honors. And then honors to the Moors who were outside of the temple. The Moors who are outside of the temple, and then they got to go to the temple virtually or something like that, because people around them are sellouts or whatever, so they have to do their own thing in line with the Prophet by words and deeds. Honors to you who've been repping for your convention month. Honors to you who know what's up when October comes around, because we have the documented proof that we are a nation. Forget our authority. There's our authority right here, with the date, so nobody can't say they didn't know and whatever like that. Everybody who played games that's in this picture right now, everybody who played games Just like 100 years from now, when they look at the Canaanland Moors pictures, and then you only see certain people in all the pictures, because everybody around was a sellout almost. And then the ones that were true stuck to the tradition, regardless what anybody had to say. Stuck to the tradition. Stuck to it. Just for the simple fact. Just for the fact that it has to be done. It has to be done. Because the people who were supposed to do it obviously didn't do it. That's why there's Moors who want to know about Moorish whatever, and there's no temple where they live at. It took years before there was a temple near Toronto. And Juali said that in the 20s. And there wasn't one here because we don't want anything else. We already tried all the other BS. All that stuff is BS. We want more Science Temple. That's not here. That was a 14-hour bus ride to Chicago and all of this in order to get a charter so we could be Moors here. But this stuff should have been here. Shouldn't have to go through any Negro, black, colored, anything. Should have been in the stroller, seeing Moors walking up and down. Nah, 33 years. You gotta wait to find out about this. And then want to know why people aren't getting their head beat in. The disservice that these people did to us as a people just because they didn't tell us about our nationality that Drew Ali told us in the 20s. And then now, everybody's like, well, the Moorish are sovereign citizens, and the Moorish, how come they never called this sovereign citizen? This is Moorish. How come they always say, yeah, sovereign citizen, the founder, Noble Drew Ali, but they don't call him a sovereign citizen? They call everybody else sovereign citizen. Why not? Because they know it's BS. They know that it's BS. They know that they put their infiltrators, they know they put their infiltrators in the seat. So by the time you get to 1937 and people start looking up Moorish and they're seeing this, they're thinking all this is Noble Drew Ali. They're thinking this is Noble Drew Ali. No, it's not. These are the traders who took over, that ran this stuff into the ground as some type of religious whatever. And all the heads have their Cadillacs and all that stuff, and then these people are taking transit to the temple. And they've been paying $500 a month for a bus that they're supposed to buy. And they're in the temple 50 years and they never seen a bus yet. But they're still giving their $500 every month. These people still have their Cadillacs and all that. By the time you get to after 1929, all you're dealing with is the sellout. That's all you're dealing with. The foundation was undermined. The foundation was undermined. Right? Once they undermine the foundation, You don't stand a chance. So right here, right there is Kirtland Bay. And you know Kirtland Bay by his Mark Fez. And then this is 30s. So Juali's already transitioned. And there they are, with the clasped hands and all that stuff, playing their Masonic games in your face. In your face. Mark Fez and all that. These are people who claimed the power. Islam. Brother C. Kirtland Bay. This is to notify you that the above named organization, Moorish Science Temple of America, in convention September 15th to 20th, rescinded by voting out the mistake made by the second annual convention of 1929. And in doing so, you hold your membership role as when our prophet was here. And we hope you will cooperate with the organization under the 5 principles. We hope further that you will comply with this notice and govern yourself accordingly, as there is but one Supreme Grand Advisor in the Moorish Science Temple of America, that being Noble Drew Ali, and anyone else attempting to be, from now on, is assuming authority of himself and is liable to the penalties of the law. Peace. Moorish Science Temple of America, Noble Drew Ali founder, Mealy L. chairman. Before he was even Supreme Grand Sheikh, he was calling out these traders. In the chairman's seat, he was calling out the traders from the chairman's seat. There's only one Supreme Grand Advisor. Why do you think they had to say reincarnated Noble Drew Ali? So they can have the Supreme Grand Advisor role in order to advise you messed up. But they got called out in 29. They got called out in 29. How is it, if they got called out in 29, right? Now I'll watch again. Dear Brother Payne L., in reading your letter to Brother Thompson L. a few minutes ago, and in view of the wishes of our Prophet, as laid down in his laws to me by himself, I wish to call your attention to the fact that it was his will that we hold the coming convention of 1929 beginning September 15th to the 20th of the same month. My objection is only that the date which was made by the Prophet be considered as law with me, and remembering also that he said, as long as you do what I tell you, you will be all right. But when you fail to obey my orders, you will have trouble. Having talked the matter over with the governors, I find them in favor of supporting the date of the convention as laid down by our Prophet. Now, as business manager, I am asking you to give way to the time of the Prophet's choice and arrange your dates accordingly, which begins September 15th to September 20th inconclusive. This will also give them more time for preparation for the same. We must do all we can for peace. that a progressive advance may manifest itself in all of our actions. This done, all also is well. Trusting this meets your approval. I am your brother in Islam, Mealy, Supreme Grand Sheikh. So the convention's after, and of course, why wouldn't the conventions happen in September if that's not 7? There has to be a realization by the people that what Drew Ali had set up with the Moorish movement, which included the Moorish Science Temple of America, was your own government. Why? Because you're aboriginal to the land and you're the heirs of the Moroccan Empire. Moorish head makes plans for conclave. Beginning October 15th and continuing through the entire week, the Moorish Science Temple of America, of which Mr. Drew Ali is the founder and president, will hold his first general conference at Unity Hall, 3140 Indiana Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. President Ali began definite plans to this end upon his recent return from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, where he spent several days lecturing at the local Moorish temple. If I say President Biden, the things that you see attached to him in this de facto position, the things that he has, go on the jet, go anywhere. That same stuff Drew Ali had in the 20s. President Ali could only be that. What else was President Ali? President of what? President of a religious corporation? Really? Find me another president of a religious corporation out here. He brought you government. You had everything laid out for you. Because you followed the traders with marked fezzes and clasped hands in their convention pictures in your face, you played yourself. Now you're complaining, where's the Moors, whatever. How about you bill it? Stop asking Moors, where's the Moors, whatever. How about you bill it? Stop talking BS. Just stop talking, actually. Shut the F up. You have nothing of value to add but play your people. This organization is playing a useful and definite part in the advancing the sacred obligations of American citizenship. If I am a citizen of U.S.A, then why is it not obligations of U.S.A citizenship? Because traders put that there. And if you're a citizen of anything, it's of America, just like the Brazilians are citizens of America, and all these other people are citizens of America because we're in our own jurisdiction over here. Just like Brother Yemen, until you speak with the Aboriginal indigenous people, you've been lied to. We're the Aboriginal indigenous people, and we're telling you what's up right now. As Moors, Aboriginal indigenous people, you had your own government. Cherokee still living in the woods or whatever. We're shutting down streets, having parades in the 20s. Parades to celebrate our independence. And we had a president, and he was on the float riding the camel. This wasn't some religious corporation BS. Drawley's the man. And all of them sold you out. You imagine the Moors shut the place down and they're riding camels in the parade or whatever. Obviously, they're the man. Indications are that this convention will be one of the most interesting ever held in the city. It will be featured by delegates attending in pilgrimages from 15 different states where local temples have been established. It will be featured by delegates attending in pilgrimages? Pilgrimages? What are the pilgrimages? Oh yeah, because Drew Ali said Chicago is going to be your Mecca. And you should probably go there. You should probably go to Chicago. Since that's your Mecca. You probably go visit the Prophet if you claim you're with the Moors and know the Moors and all that stuff. You should probably go check him. Just to make sure. That could be the one thing that gets you in or whatever. Right? Just so nobody can say you never went and did your pilgrimage. There will be an interesting parade in which men and women members will wear regalia similar to that worn in Eastern countries. A camel will be used. During the sessions, specific reports of the general work and civic accomplishments of locally established During the sessions, specific reports of the general work and civic accomplishments will be made. Reports also of the business enterprises that have been established in connection with these temples, such as 2 grocery and market stores in Detroit, a laundry in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a moving and express business and grocery in Chicago. These examples of collective effort show that the members of the Moorish Science Temple and their leaders have a sound economic program and are blazing the trail and marking the pathway over which our posterity may travel unhampered and unafraid. It must be kept in mind that no great movement can take definite shape in 2 or 3 years so as to be error-proof, said President Ali. However, through accumulating experience Each annual convention ought to witness a more perfect, a wider functioning organization representing the organized experience of men and women members throughout the country and possibly in time the world over. And continuing, President Ali said, constructive criticism from sympathetic friends in the outside of our ranks is welcome. And then when they sent all their constructive criticisms and finance and whatever else, they didn't get told that Noble Drew Ali transitioned. And until they went to the temple to go talk to him personally, did they find out. So somebody was reading the nigger newspapers. And Chicago Defender was the paper for the African black guys. And about only them covered it. The same traders who Chairman and Supreme Grand Sheikh Mealy wrote about, wrote letters to them directly. The same traders who later on, like the Yemenite told us, killed Malcolm X. And the same ones that killed Khalid, same ones that killed Malcolm X's grandson and Dr. Sebi and everybody else who you claim you love. The same traitors playing undermine games. But Allah guides this. Allah guides this. This is Black Marxism, the making of the Black radical tradition. The destruction of the African past. For many reasons, however, it is fair to say that the most significant of the obliterations of the New World's past was that which affects the African. The African became the more enduring domestic enemy. And consequently, the object around which a more specific, particular, and exclusive conception of humanity was molded. The Negro, that is, the color black, was both a negation of African and a unity of opposition to white. The construct of Negro, unlike the terms African, Moor, or Ethiop, suggested no situatedness in time. That is history or space. That is ethno or political geography. The Negro had no civilization, no culture, no religions, no history, no place, and finally, no humanity that might command consideration. Like his Eastern, Central, and Western prototypes in their time, the French peasants, the Slavs, the Celtic peoples, and more recently, the American quote-unquote Indians, the Negro constituted a marginally human group, a collection of things of convenience for use and or eradication. This was, of course, no idle exercise in racial and moral schemata, since it directly related to a most sizable quantum of labor disciplined and applied in the most extraordinary way. Not human. The construct of the Negro, unlike the term African, Moor, or Ethiop. And Juali said we're not Ethiopian, and everybody knows you can't be a continent. So what's left? What's left? Huh? Let's say it louder. Can't hear you. Can't hear your proclamation of what's left. Right? Like his Eastern, Central, and Western European prototypes, the American Indians. Why are they putting them under European? Oh yeah, because they are. Because everybody knows the American Indians are Moors. Honest to the prophet. He's the man. Many delegates from temples attend. And this is just the Moorish literature. This is not some, hidden information or presenting or something like that. This is basic stuff. Everybody's supposed to have Moorish literature. This ain't some secret vault book or something like that. The annual convention of the Moorish Science Temple of America opened October 14th at Unity Hall, 3140 Indiana Avenue. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, founder and head of the body, will preside over the sessions, which closed Saturday evening. More than 1,000 delegates from the 15 temples in America were reported present during the meetings. Following the registrations at headquarters, Monday reports were read from the two Grand Governors, T. Crombie Bay, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Lomax Bay of Detroit, Michigan. Tuesday evening, the welcome address was delivered by Alderman Louis B. Anderson. Other speakers were Oscar DePriest, 3rd Ward Committeeman, Dr. Roman of Meharry Medical College, Nashville, Tennessee, Attorney George Blackwell and Aaron Payne. Richard Ross was Master of Ceremonies, and Claude D. Green, managing editor of the Moorish Guide, is chairman of the arrangement committee, which has worked hard to get everything in splendid order for the reception of the visitors. Wednesday, a parade was held. That's not religious to you. You really think what he did was some religious thing? Why would you think that this is some religious thing? The only reason why you would think this is some religious thing is if somebody presented it to you like that. They lied. The Chicago Temple was organized in 1925 and has a membership of more than 3,000, and many hued turbans of women and children and the red fez and sashes worn by the men attract much attention. Saturday, a public recognition will be given in honor of the Prophet and the visitors. Moorish delegates and visitors were served wholesome meals in Unity Hall, grill rooms, by the members of the Chicago Temple. Grill rooms? No, so Unity Hall, there's a kitchen and all that stuff. Okay. Sister Pearl Drew Ali, the distinguished wife of the Prophet, wore the costume of a native Moroccan princess. Other very beautiful Moroccan costumes were worn by Sister Lomax Bay, wife of the Grand Governor of Detroit, Sister Whitehead L. Chicago, Sister Halsop Bay, Chicago, Sister Cliff Bay, Indianapolis, Sister Watts Bay, Chicago, and others. Prophet Noble Drew Ali wore a native Moroccan prince's costume. Grand Governor Lomax Bey and Grand Governor Crumby Bey wore native Moroccan sheik costumes. Because of certain incidents in some of the branch temples previous to the convention, far-reaching changes for betterment of the administrative affairs of the organization will be announced at the convention by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and enforced by the Supreme Grand Council in future to the laws. It is reported that the Prophet and the Supreme Executive Authority will appoint a Supreme Grand Council, of which he will be the Supreme Grand Chairman. The Supreme Grand Council will have power and duty to control and supervise all affairs and properties of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and they will be the sole judge of what constitutes conduct injurious to the order, peace, interest, or welfare of the organization, or at variance with its constitution and bylaws, also the rules and regulations made by the Prophet, and shall be the sole judge of the sufficiency of the evidence by which such conduct is shown. Prophet Drew Ali is being congratulated by Chicagoans on the success of the Moors' first annual convention and for his splendid work to promoting the cause to humanity. Sounds like he's all the leader, whoever's that everybody's trying to be right now. Sounds like he's all them. Sounds like he's all them. Right. Always remember, Prophet Noble Drew Ali will also heal many in the audience without touching them, free of charge, as they stand in front of their seats manifesting his divine power. Come one, come all, to the Moorish Holy Temple Science Community Center. Moorish Holy Temple of Science Community Center. You think that this is some religious thing? How come they're claiming mansions, but they're not claiming a school so the Moors could have a community center? Why? Why are they collecting 5K to 7K to not even put it down on a shell so that the Moors could have a community center? When Drew Ali and the Moors had community center for them to go to. But you fell for the wrong ones. You should have stuck with the program. You should have stuck with the foundation. But once you stray from the foundation, you're done for. All these wannabe whoever's. The wannabe whoever's who say that they're consulate generals and all that stuff, but they're black, those ones. See these ones? You see these ones right here? Black guys? The black guys who are your Moorish leaders? No, that's why you're in the dumb predicament that you're in. You're following the sellouts. Stop following the sellouts. Honors to all the Moors. Peace and love to all the Moors that are faithful to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Happy second day of the convention, even though it's supposed to be September, but we're claiming it all. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Islam. Peace and love.